Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today we're gonna experiment with the Fender Bullet 15 DSP amp with an 8-inch subwoofer. Now I went yard sailing yesterday. Pawson had this big yard sale thing going on everywhere, and I picked up a bunch of this home theater surround stuff. And what I thought was a powered sub, well, I should have looked a little bit closer, but turns out it's not. Which kind of sucks, because that means I need an amp now to run all this crap. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to buy a home theater system, you know, flat out amplifier, speaker system, all that, one of these days. Anyways, in the meantime, I got all this junk. And in there, of course, is this subwoofer that's an 8-inch as well. And the Fender Bullet and the Fender Frontman 15G amps both have 8-inch woofers, and they're 8 ohms. Apparently, from what I'm reading on this speaker, it looks like it's like a 3 ohm, which is, it kind of makes sense, but it kind of, I don't know. But anyway, so it's a pure subwoofer. But what I've done is I've hooked the amp up first. Now there is no back cover on the amp right now, but it doesn't sound a whole lot different anyhow. But let's just play the clean channel first. The bridge, so bridge in the neck, and I am playing on my Telecaster. Now just the neck. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the dirty channel. Now, my mid is at 4, treble's at 4, my bass is at 5. Okay, so let's just go to the dirty channel. And I'm going to power chord this one. So now what we want to do is compare the difference, and you know, throw me a little bit of an idea here which one you think actually sounds the best. Okay, now generally you're not supposed to put a 3 ohm speaker or even a 4 ohm speaker on an 8 ohm amp, but it's really not stealing that much power. I put the subwoofer actually onto my PV Rage 108, which is a 4 ohm. And wow, this thing really sucked all the power out of my amp. I was like, wow, that's horrible. You know, I can barely get anything out of it. But with this, let's see what happens. So let me just put my guitar down. And we're going to unplug some wires. And we're going to hook up the sub. Negative. And positive. Alright, power's back on. Now we'll start out on the clean channel. Now I haven't adjusted any settings. Now my main volume is on 3 on the clean, so let's turn that up. We'll bring that up to 6. Now bridge and neck. This is just the sub. And the neck. Now let's go to the dirty channel. Gain is on 7, volume is not quite on 2. Need some volume. Okay, volume is on 4, gain still on 7. Bridge and middle now, or bridge and neck. Just the neck. Okay, so our next little experiment, of course, is we're going to go back to the clean channel. Now we're going to put the pedals into it. So I'm going to unplug my effects pedals. If I can figure out which one it is now. I think it's this one. And we're going to slam those in. Goes there. And voila. Okay. Oh, I think maybe I got the wrong one. Start running all kinds of wires from a mixer, you never know what's going to work. There we go. So that's our clean channel. Now, heavy metal whip pedal, the Widowmaker. What is this one? Hangman's Hand. Or, sorry, Dead Man's Hand. Let's put the Hangman in with it. Add the Boilermaker boost pedal. Okay, lock, stock, and barrel. bridge pickup. So let's go to the neck. And 5 o'clock fuzz with the Boilermaker. Sounds a little muffled. So that means we need treble, and we need some mids, and we need less bass. Back to the Widowmaker. Does have a high tone range. So turn off the Boilermaker. That's almost scary. So I think it's got some muffling issues with certain pedals, other pedals pretty decent. By itself though, it is clean. Really nice clean. I have actually an acoustic simulator. Let's turn that on. Doesn't sound too great. Let's go back to the dirty channel here. Alright guys, so our last experiment with this, which shall be interesting, I'm going to do what you should never ever do, especially with the opposite ohmage speakers. Hook the main speaker back in. And we're also going to hook up the sub to it at the same time. Now we'll see what happens. We might want to turn the volume down a little bit for this though, just in case. Oh, that already sounds a little scary. Putting audio out to the sub. This is where we need to get rid of a bunch of that treble and mid. And we need to add bass. Let's put the bass on 8. In that Widowmaker pedal on the clean channel. Okay, so that almost like increased some power somewhere. So just dirty channel on the amp. Averages 5. I'll say this much, this amp really does not like an acoustic simulator pedal on it. Well, let's disconnect that sub. Heavy metal pedal. So yeah, I'm gonna say you'd have to do a lot of adjustments on the Widowmaker to get it to tone down a bit with this amp. Let's see if it does the acoustic pedal this time. Now this amp really does not like an acoustic simulator pedal. 5 o'clock fuzz maybe? That's not too bad. So, I'm thinking maybe a sub is really not the best choice, but it depends on what you're after too. You know, this amp kind of is friendly with certain pedals, but most of them probably not. Its own tone range, you know, it can do some nice stuff, and it's not too bad with the sub. The sub does steal a fair bit of power, because this is a 15 watt amp, and I would probably say it's stealing almost half of that juice just to produce what it actually does do. But I think if I got an 8 ohm sub, that would be a lot better. You know, these little Fender amps, guys, they really have a lot of mid and treble to them and very little bass output. So it's kind of like I'm trying to customize the sound a bit to get it a little bit more about, you know, how I would like it to be. It's just, I really don't see it, I don't see it happening without getting an actual proper sub for it. But, yeah, you know, I don't know. We'll have to continue working on the theory a little bit. But let me know what you guys thought of this little experiment. And, you know, the sub is right now, it's self-contained in its own unit. So it has its own properly ported enclosure and blah, blah, blah. So it's not actually in the amp itself. So there will be a sound difference. So I think the next test we should do is actually install the sub into the amp and then close the back in and then see what it sounds like. Because that's where the real huge difference is going to be made. So don't go away. It'll be part of this video. And yeah, so I'm going to go do that and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we've got the sub in here. It's a beast. And there's the speaker that came out. That's the Fender 8 ohm speaker that came out of the amp. Gotta clean the dust off that. Anyways, so I wanted to make sure you saw that The sub was actually in there. And I'll just grab this back cover and throw it on. And I should have 4 screws around here. And I'll just throw them on quickly for you. I like to hear the sound of this with it all closed the way the amp normally would be, because that may make yet another difference. So I'll just quickly do this here. Make sure these are nice and snug. If this actually works out, I'll have to probably put a few more screws in just because of the vibration of the sub. Okay, so let's stand this up here. This can go up here. And grab our cable there. So this is a clean channel, so let's turn the channel up to 5. And I'm going to put everything in the middle. Bass, mid, and treble in the middle. No DSP effects. Okay, so let's take it up to 7. And let's take it right to 10. Muffly there. Of course, we can change that by reducing the bass. Okay, now let's try the gain channel. Now we're going to put the gain around 4. Let's turn the gain up 6. Let's reduce the gain a bit, bring that down to 3. Let's bring the volume for that channel to 7. Let's bring the gain up while we're doing the power chord. try the high gain side of the Widowmaker. Don't really like that. Okay, Dead Man's Hand. Nice for the blues. Hangman's Hand. Lock, stock, and barrel. O'clock fuzz. Okay, so lock stock works good. Hangman, Dead Man's Hand. Dead Man and Hangman. Individually, they're fine. Widowmaker, still kind of a bit of a no-go for me. Oh, there we go. Put it on the low setting. Middle position, Widowmaker. High position. I think the low end works the best. Okay, so the Widowmaker is okay if you put it on the low side. Lock, stock, and barrel's fine. 5 o'clock fuzz sucks. Hangman, Dead Man's Hand, individually they're okay. You know, let's try that acoustic simulator again. Let's turn the volume up a bit here. Too much rumble there, but I can get rid of a lot of that too. Let's put the Boilermaker on that. Nope, Boilermaker's too much of a boost for that pedal for this. That's without. And that's with the acoustic simulator. Now there's full blast of the amp right there now. So, 3 ohm, 8-inch sub on a amplifier with an 8 ohm load, 15 watts. Yes, you can do it. I don't see any overheat issues being a problem, except I wouldn't be driving the amp at 10 all the time. Probably around 7 is more than sufficient. some pedals will agree, some pedals won't, just like any amp. So there's a lot of amps out there that, believe it or not, you can't even use pedals on, period, because they just sound horrible. Anyways, this does offer really nice sound when you put on the dirty channel. Works well. It's actually a much nicer dirty channel sound than with its own stock speaker. However, out of 15 watts, I'm getting, if I'm lucky, probably about about 5 watts, I think, is about all I'm now pushing out of this with that 3 ohm load on there. The amp probably would work okay with a 4 ohm speaker, but it's not too overly impressed with the 3 ohm on there. But it does work, that's the thing, and it does actually sound pretty good. It's just not a very loud amp with that sub in there. So it was a good experiment. We've learned a lot from this. You know, and that's good. You know, you don't find out anything in life until you try it. You know, and even for something that's a temporary little install or whatever, you know, hey, it's not going to hurt anything. You know, so you might as well give it a go and see what happens, right? And worst possible thing is you might like your amp even better now. Because one of the largest complaints about these little tiny Fender amps is people always hate the dirty channel because it sounds so horrible. Well, a lot of that has to do with the speaker, you know, but because you can hear it for yourself. Sounds pretty good, and the gain is only up on 4. So let's put the gain on 10. Probably leave the gain around 5. Anyways, guys, cool experiment, and I think I'm going to put its own stock speaker back in. But this was fun, enjoyable. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I get a kick out of doing stuff like this just because I can, you know. And you never know, like I said, what's going to happen. And it could work out awesome, or it could not work out at all. But like I said, don't be afraid to experiment sometimes, because that's the only way you're going to learn anything. You know, that's the thing. Sometimes I do not follow the rules of mathematical physics, and I get ahead of the game. And sometimes, yep, okay, physics wins, I lose. You know, and that's the thing. So, great project, great little bit of fun. Catch you on the next one. If you're not subbed to my channel, please subscribe. Always more crazy stuff happening around here. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.